College football preseason rankings as of July 13th. And as I say, this was my second video on my preseason rankings. So if you haven't seen the first one, I would watch before you watch this one and just kind of see what I've changed in the rankings. And I've added more teams in. I think I've gone to top 40 or something. So let's get into it. So sitting here at number 46, we have Maryland, which if I'm not wrong, last year they went like 7-5, not a bad season. Then we got Boise State. So Boise State is my highest Group of 5 team right now ranked at number 45 they are. So meaning I do have them picked into getting the playoffs possibly. Obviously they're the highest Group of 5 team. Then we got Nebraska. I think it went 5-7. They almost made it to a bowl game in a close game against Iowa. We should be expecting some good things out of them. Now, one thing on Boise State is their offense coordinator actually left to Kentucky, just so you know about that. Some of these teams right here, California did good last year, so should we expect things. Arkansas, SEC team, a few years they were good. And I think recruiting class was in top 30 maybe. Yeah. Then we got SMU, who did good last year. Some could have argued that they should have been the top Group 5 team, but it was Liberty who got that. So they'll be first in the ACC too. We got Colorado with Deion Sanders. So interesting place here. But so will Colorado do good this year? I don't think they will. I think maybe a 5-7 or at least a bowl game is what they will probably get. But no playoff run this year. Sorry about that. So let's continue on to our next teams. Number 39, UCLA. 38, Rutgers. 37, Oregon State. Interesting one here. They will not be in a conference. So Oregon State, I feel like can maybe lost to Oregon could go like 10-2 or like heck 11-1 or 9-3. I mean their schedule is not tough. They just play Mountain West teams. So they could very well get in the playoffs, but it might also be limited by their strength of schedule. That was the problem for them. Number 36, Iowa State, if I'm not mistaken, went 7-5 or 8-5 last year, regular season. Should be bringing back some players. 35, Texas Tech. 34, South Carolina. 33, West Virginia. So that's your. Let's go to our next teams. Here we go. 32, Wisconsin. 31, North Carolina. 30, Louisville. Louisville's head coach, pretty sure was I forget his name, but they've been doing good the last few years. Obviously, Florida will have the toughest schedule in the SEC. I don't think they'll be ranked at the end of the year this high, but because they're just going to get wrecked this season. Virginia Tech, things are looking upwards for them. Like I think it went 7-5 last year. Washington. So Washington just lost their coach, Kalen DeBoer. But they got Arizona's coach, I forget his name, but he's coming in there. So they shouldn't do bad horribly. But with being in the Big Ten, though, I'll probably drop them as the season goes by if they lose games. Then we got USC, who was not good last year. That was kind of a failed season there, I would say. All right, here we go. Oh, yeah. Also, ignore what it says ranked as of June 28th, whatever. I forgot to update that. Here we go. So, number 25, Miami. I think a top 20. It was a high recruiting class, as always for them. And we got Iowa, who has usually no offense, always just comes in there. We got Arizona, lost their coach, obviously the Washington. They should be decent. It wouldn't shock me though if they did drop out the first few weeks. Kansas, number 22, Jayhawks. We're expecting some big things out of them this year after last year's good performance. Then we got number 21, my Kentucky Wildcats. With Brock Vandergraaf, a 4-star, who was a 4-star commit to Georgia, and only wasn't playing against Stetson Bennett, or Carson Beck, whatever. So he can be good. And then we have Oklahoma State, Texas A&M. Alrighty, our top 18 through 12. We got number 18, Oklahoma. 17, Clemson. So we'll real quick on Oklahoma. With being in the SEC, I'll be interested to see where it takes them to. We got 17, Clemson. Didn't get any transfers. Well, they don't. It's hard to transfer Clemson than it is to like Air Force or Navy or Army, which is crazy. So they should have a good defense, though. Clemson should. Now, offense, we'll see. Quarterback, that was what he's saying, is going to be good this year. But yeah, in North Carolina State and Kansas State, both play each other in the bowl game. Both had outstanding performances last year. We should expect a lot. Kansas State should be in the running for the Big 12. It's going to be good. We got number 14 Tennessee. As always, I hate to say this, but they're doing good right now. Of course, they're not yet in the elite level of Georgia, Bama, stuff like that. We got Florida State. Obviously, they did good last year until playoffs, but they still had a remarkable season, going 12-1, 13-1. We got Notre Dame. Will this be the year Notre Dame finally can make it to the playoffs with their new coach? We'll see. Number 11, LSU. 10, Michigan. So their assistant coach, who won actually against, I think, Penn State and Michigan both, they should be a top 10 team this year. So don't expect them out. We got Penn State then. 8, Utah. 7, Missouri, who had a fabulous season last year. 6, Ole Miss, again, fabulous season last year too. 5, Oregon. We should be expecting some good things out of it. All right, number 4, Alabama. Caleb the board. Do not count off Alabama being the playoffs. They are still in this as much as Georgia, Ohio State, Texas are. Honestly, it wouldn't come to shock me if they win the SEC. Like, they are going to be a powerhouse still. Texas be a powerhouse too. Ohio State, Georgia, all of them are just be great teams overall. Jalen Miller is going to be scary though for Alabama. He's a scary weapon. He can run. He can pass the ball. Texas can be good. Ohio State, Georgia, Stetson, or Carson Beck. Why do I keep getting them confused? The Georgia-Alabama game, though, will be a deciding factor, though, the SEC, on how the rest of the season plays out for the SEC at least. I bet Georgia and Alabama will come back in the SEC championship, though. But for right now, that is my rankings of July 13th, as it now finally says. So if you enjoy this kind of content, please consider liking or subscribing, and bye.